my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better. See, I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run in your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome, Motorcop Chronicles podcast, Sunday afternoon. Gonna do a little some Louisiana Crime this evening. Try to get hold of Stara. I think he's sleeping. He's been working on his porch or something like that outside. I think the heat's wearing him out. Because I know the heat index here in Louisiana was 97 degrees just yesterday. Good evening, Puddin'. Extremely hot. If this is an indication of what we're going to have for this summer, it's going to be downright miserable. So, let's get that housekeeping out the way real quick. You want a damn good cigar, go to mypatriotcigar.com. Use the promo code MotorCop15. You'll get 15% off your order. Go check them out. If you want any Motorcop merch, you can either go to the website, motorcopchronicles.com. All the links are there, or go to the Etsy store. Get ready to shout out the full crew member Patreons. If you want more Motorcop Chronicles, stuff that everybody else don't get, the special stuff, you can join the Patreon. Got all the extras. If not, no big deal. Still gonna keep pumping out the free stuff. Speaking of the Patreons, we're gonna shout out our full crew members. We got Mr. John DeMink. We got Mr. Dan Carlson with Burley Boards. Y'all go check him out. We got T-Bird. We got Mr. Jim P. from the Short Track Guys podcast. Also, you know, check out any dirt track stuff. Go check them out. We got Mr. Hoppy Hobson, one of our truck driving friends. We got Blake Walker. We got A.A. Ron from the I Had to Say It podcast. We got Mr. Christopher DeMars. We got Mr. Z Palmer. We got Roy Spalding. We got JoJo, a favorite girl from down under. Miss Kaylee Norris and Natasha A. from the state of Washington. And our OG crew member, Melissa Holstein. Appreciate every single one of y'all. More than you know. Helping keep my lights on over here. Because I do have overhead expenses, believe it or not. Other than that, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did, me and Bam did run by the, I guess it's the benefit thing for Corporal Sean Kelly from Denham Springs Police Department. I don't know if y'all know, if y'all listen to some other one, he got shot recently. He's still in the hospital in critical condition. Has not changed in, his status has not changed, which is not good. So went by. We didn't go by a plate. Had quite a bit of traffic. They had some people out by the road. So I stopped, gave them all the cash we had on us, probably around 20-something bucks. Every little bit helps, right? So we did that this weekend. And, of course, I brought one of the dogs to the vet. No, she's not sick, but she does have skin allergies. And I only got 2 more left to get to the vet. Just $200-300 every weekend gets kind of expensive just on dogs. That was my new weed eater money I spent on a dog, by the way. But you got to keep them fur babies happy, right? Healthy, of course. I'm going to record an audio one after this live, and it's just gone. Holster want to be a part of it, but I guess he's still sleeping or something. I don't know. It's going to be talking about my trip to D.C. with Memorial Week. First time I've ever been to a place that was quite that liberal. But we're going to talk about that on the other episode, because got a shit ton of Louisiana crime to get to, because there's always a lot of crime here in Louisiana. A lot of these are just gonna be like, what? This first one is you're like, yeah, that really happened. I'm not making this shit up. This is from WBRZ. I think that's Channel 2 news here in Baton Rouge area. The police are investigating. It's a good thing, because they had a building that got broke into. They're not saying what was stolen or was missing, but this building that was broke into over this past week was the Baton Rouge Police Department's training facility building. So someone broke into the police academy for Baton Rouge Police Department and stole some stuff. They ain't say what they stole. They're not saying, I doubt they had weapons or anything in there. I wouldn't think they would. That wasn't in some kind of, cage or gun safe or something like that. But I don't know what was stolen. They didn't say, but I'm assuming they didn't have cameras or anything up, because they don't have any pictures. But I think it's quite interesting. Somebody had some very big cojones to go and break into the police department's training building. and steal the shit. So, kind of curious to see what comes out of that on who broke into the police department. So, I'm thinking maybe some teenagers or something. But you broke into the police department. Fucking crazy. This next one, actually got a little picture. Let's pull it up here. It's the only one I could find that was decent. She's got a mask on, so you can't really see her face all that good. This young lady right here, say she was a professional. She was a pharmacist. That'd be pretty smart. Lots of college, make lots of money doing that. Very good job. She was actually licensed as a pharmacist at several pharmacies across the capital region here. And her name is Albania or Albany. I'm not sure. Last name Randall. She's 39 years old. She just got booked into jail this past Tuesday in East Baton Rouge on 37 counts of illegally obtaining controlled dangerous substances using fraudulent prescriptions. She's out on bond. Don't say how much the bond was. She got caught because they had a doctor. He noticed that he had a lot of prescriptions that had been filed using his DEA number. That's a number the government gives doctors and stuff, and that's what they use to prescribe narcotics and stuff with. They can be tracked, and the government keep up with them, so they don't, over, prescribe or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it says she used her employee ID to input most of the fraudulent prescriptions into the system. They asked the state police what happened or what's going on. They haven't got any more information on it. So I'm wondering, this young lady, does she have a pill problem? Or was she selling them? Or was it a little bit of both? She'll never be a pharmacist again. She has ruined her career, which could be a very lucrative career. Will she do any prison time? I doubt it. First offense, probation, some shit like that. She's gonna lose her pharmacist license and stuff like that. But yeah, if she does have a pill problem, I hope she gets help. Fortunately, people like that, even when they get help, a lot of times they relapse. I'm just speaking from experience. I'm not trying to be negative about that. Just speaking from a whole bunch of experience. This next one is a video involving a bail bondsman, bounty hunter, however you want to call it. This lady, I mean, the dude's rude. He does cuss. Of course, it's been beeped out because it comes off the news. I couldn't find an unredacted version of it, or I would have played it with the profanity. But let's watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
Your house is surrounded. We will cover this motherfucker whether you like it or not.
Well, unprofessional. That's how a woman describes her encounter with bounty hunters who showed up at her door this week. They were there for a warrant, but instead, one of those agents was caught on camera cursing and arguing with that woman and her husband. At one point, even taking his anger out on their front door.
Now, the homeowner is speaking only to our lead investigator, Scotty Hunter. Scotty is here with what she wants to happen next. Scotty.
Well, guys, this is the agent that woman says took things too far, and tonight she wants him to be investigated and disciplined.
I'll say this here, okay? Everybody that's listening, watching. Bail bonds agents, bounty hunters are not cops. Obviously, they must have bonded someone out of jail. Thinks this is going to end up being this lady's son for whatever charges, theft or something like that charges. He obviously has not shown up for court. I don't know what the bond amount was. So now the bond agency or whatever will send these bounty hunters, bail bonds agents, basically the same thing, to get this person. Because if not, they're going to be responsible for the rest. They're going to lose a shit ton of money. Okay. Now they don't play. They don't have quite the same rules that we have when it comes to search warrants and all that shit like that. Okay. So I'll have to read up or get some knowledge on. I don't know quite all the rules on them here in Louisiana, but like I said, they don't have the same. They don't have some of the restrictions that we have. Okay, so as law enforcement officers, so just wanted to say that.
These cameras show exactly how it went down outside Jofina Kelly's home here in Baton Rouge. She tells me her peace was interrupted around 11 o'clock Tuesday morning when bail bonds agents came knocking. The video picks up as things quickly go off the rails.
Your house is surrounded. We will come in this motherfucker whether you like it or not.
The bail bonds agents show up, and from the moment they get there, she tells me things escalated quickly. She says one agent in particular, the one seen here with the gun drawn, flew off the handle and even made...
All right, first of all, she said he just said he had a gun drawn. It looks like he's got, what's that, maybe an AR. And it's don't look like a 3-point sling. It's not drawn. It's on a sling, and it's pointing straight down. He don't have it up in a ready position or anything like that. So let's just get it right. He is armed, but it's not drawn. There's no holster for this weapon here. There, whichever way. But they make it sound like, he had a pistol or something out drawn. No. I mean, there's no holster for this. This is on a 3-point sling here, so.
Things about race.
You don't like Whitey, huh? You piece of
He just kind of shoved his way in, constantly cursing.
Y'all hear that? Not what she said. They got a smoke detector in the background. Watch, I won't bring it back up. You'll hear it beep.
He just kind of shoved his way in, constantly
there we
cursing. Y'all, we can come in and all this stuff. He's in here, and then the crazy part about it, you keep saying Whitey. Are you racist? Why are you insinuating we don't want Whitey in our house? That was crazy.
From cursing to threats to the same agent even kicking the front door, Kelly tells me it's unacceptable and she felt violated in her own home.
Honestly, I was lost for words because I was like, who does this? Like, who does this and doesn't have to be accountable?
Was there ever a point where you felt like you or your family's safety was in jeopardy?
No, he didn't damage the door. They trust me, they would have said if he did. He kicked it, he cussed. Maybe he's racist. I don't know. But he didn't damage it. My point is, they keep saying what he did. Where's your son at, woman? Where's your son at? Your son's the criminal. But you trying to, I can guarantee you, this lady right here, she knows where the fuck her kid's at. But they ain't even mentioned that yet, right?
Yes, the entire time. Especially when he was in the back saying, you mother gonna let me in here. And then at the end part when he was leaving, he said, I'll be back. I'm coming back. So I don't know if I need to be in fear for my life or what. What are you coming back for?
The bail bondsman showed up looking for her son, claiming they were there to take him in on a warrant for a theft charge. But Kelly says they never showed her a warrant.
They don't have to show her the warrant. They're not law enforcement.
And never identified themselves and who.
It's plain on his vest there. It says enforcement agent. Don't say police or anything like that.
They were representing, and it turns out the guy they were looking for does not even live there. She's just glad everything was captured.
Okay, the guy that lives there, her son. That she said. Obviously, this is the address they used when he got bonded out. Or they wouldn't have come to that address. It's the address they gave. And you trying to tell me mama don't know where her baby boy at?
On her Ring cameras.
Very thankful because as you know, like a lot of people get away scot-free by word of mouth, Yeah, so I was very grateful to have them.
Kelly says the biggest issue for her is tracking down who she needs to file a complaint with so that something like this never happens again. While she admits toward the end of the encounter, she and her husband were also cursing at the agent.
No, you disrespect. Now, you gotta understand sir. So you go inside.
She says the agent escalated things to that level and he needs to be held accountable.
People like him should not be in a position to where they can interact with the community as such like he did, like he's able to do. He's a hothead, you know, and maybe he...
So, we got to tell people what kind of jobs they can have now? Like I say, he's not law enforcement. I encounter people all the time that have smart-ass mouths that are hotheads. Maybe they should just have to stay home and not interact with the public. Right? Nope. Being an asshole and cussing at people is not illegal.
can benefit from anger management.
Oh, no, he needs anger management problems. I bet you her attitude wasn't like that the whole entire time.
Or some type of ethics class or something.
Ethics.
At least he needs to be disciplined.
Bail bonds agents, similar to what you might think of as a bounty hunter, are illegal in Louisiana and regulated by the Department of Insurance. In fact, some of the requirements are spelled out in Louisiana law, including the fact that they have to be licensed to do the work. We reached out to the agency sharing this video with them, but this woman wants action because she's afraid of how far a situation like this will go the next time.
It's unsafe. That's how people get hurt. That's how people get killed.
Now, again, we did reach out to...
Okay. Was the dude a dick? Yeah. Did he have to cuss like that? Probably not. I don't know. Thing is, they made this whole story. My thing is on this, they made this whole story about this cussing fucking bail bond. Okay. He's cussing. He's an ass. Maybe he's racist. I don't know. I don't know that dude. Where's your son at? They're skipping over the whole reason that they're there is because your son skipped out on court. He's probably got a warrant out too, a bench warrant for that. They're not there for that. They put up money, and I guarantee your mom knows because she's the one that probably paid them to put the money up, and she's playing ignorant. They're trying to make the whole fucking thing about this cussing ass bail bondsman. Again, okay, it's fine. Dude's a dick, whatever. Didn't break the law. Being a dickhead and cussing at people isn't illegal, but we wouldn't have none of this issue at all, would we? If kid would have showed up in court, done what he was supposed to. He got bond. Go to court. Go to fucking court. The whole story, they don't even mention that. Oh, he don't even live there. I guarantee you, mommy knows where her baby boy's at. But it was all about the cussing bondsman. Really? Kid would have showed up for court, but he wouldn't even have been at the house looking for your kid. So let's bring back. I could go on a whole different tirade about the story. Let's bring back. Where did the problem begin at? Where did the problem begin? The problem began with her kid, who broke the law in the first place and had to get bonded out of jail. Now he ain't showed up for court. Now you got people at your house screaming, hollering, cussing at you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt your feeling? Maybe you should have made sure your fucking dickhead son got to court. So, well, what they gonna do? They can't call the police chief and complain on him. I'm sure whoever owns this bond company, he might be the owner. Whoever owns the bond company, they don't give a shit if this dude's cussing somebody out, pissing them off. He don't care. You know why? Because he's probably on the hook for $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000 if they don't get this son of a bitch back locked up. And he don't want to come out that money when they probably only paid him a couple thousand. So let's get the whole story. Talk about the whole story when we're going to do it instead of we got the cussing bail bondsman, which they tried to make the whole story out of. What's up, Kelly? I'm just going on a rant here on this one story, and it just started. Next one, a little short one. We got somebody decided they were going to drive. I think this is where was this at? Baker. Yeah, Baker. Person was driving. Apparently, they were backing up. I guess they hit the wrong pedal. They backed up right through the front of the Dollar General store in Baker. Thank God nobody was hurt. It does have a drive-through in it for the time being. What I think is funny is I see these things Dollar General's always getting hit. They're always getting run into. This next guy, since we're on Dollar Generals, this fella right here. People are looking for him. Y'all know how I feel about it. Look what he's got on. A fucking hoodie. I take it it's been 90 degrees in Louisiana here. You see somebody walking with a hoodie on like that, you might want to look a little suspicious, okay? Especially when it's hot. It's in Baton Rouge, sheriff's office. They're looking for this guy, in our favorite word, allegedly. See the picture. He's got a fucking gun right there. They nothing alleged about it. He's fucking robbing the place. Okay. Anyway, he robbed the Dollar General at gunpoint. He walked up to the counter, held him, said, "Hey, bitch, give me your money." She gave him the money, and he ran off. Of course, it's the same as usual, an undisclosed amount of money. I don't know why they do that. I'm going to look into that one. I don't know why they always say undisclosed amount. Like, I mean, why can't you just tell us how much money they got? But that's him. If anybody recognizes him from the Baton Rouge area, I mean, I'm sure he'll eventually get caught or killed. One or two, he's going to try to rob the wrong person. Again, if I'm going to commit a felony, especially here in Louisiana, armed robbery with a weapon, see it right there, armed robbery with a weapon in Louisiana, carry up to 99 years in prison. Not saying you're going to get it, but you can. That's max. You can get 99 years. That's life, okay? You're going to die. 99 years. And you fucking robbed the dollar store. You taking your life, possibly your life if you get caught or when you get caught, for robbing the dollar store. I can guarantee you they probably didn't have, if they were lucky, a couple hundred in that register. If I'm going to take my life, if possible, I'm going to try to not say anybody should do this, of course, but I'm going to go for like a bank or something. Then when I do get caught, at least I'm going to do federal time. Fucking Dollar General. I mean, come on, people. This next one here is another very, very smart person here. Recently, we had this lady. She got arrested. What did she get arrested for, Iceman? She got arrested because two small children got hurt while they were in her care. Her name is Desiree Felder. She's 26 years old. She got arrested this past Thursday after they learned about an accidental shooting at her house. These two kids somehow got a hold to, I believe, an AK-47 that must have been loaded, fired around, and they both got hit by shrapnel. Thank God they didn't get hit with the bullet itself as it came out the muzzle, because we'd probably have some dead children. They must have hit something, caused shrapnel. The only reason they even found out is the kids ended up going to the hospital days later, and this is when it came out. So, and I don't know if she's the one that brought them or not, but anyway, she tried to cover it up. You have two small. I'm talking these are like 4 or 5 year old kids or something like that got hurt. Well, I'll pull up a video. This was her as she was being escorted out of the detective's office to go get booked into the parish prison. I think this will explain why what type of parents we're dealing with sometimes is because of people like this. Here we go, right here. This is her. The beautiful young lady right there. The reason they got her hands fuzzed out is because she's flipping the bird. She's giving them double whammy. She's handcuffed, of course. They should have had the bitch handcuffed in the back. Nice upstanding citizen right here. The Baton Rouge community. She's going to speak in a minute. Fuck you, fuck y'all. That's what she's hollering. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck all y'all. Now, this next part, I don't understand why people do this. younger generation people. Somebody email me or put something in the comments of why people do. Why is this a thing nowadays? Why is this a thing that's getting ready to come up?
You know why you been
This right here. This sticking and tongue out thing. I think I stopped sticking my tongue out like I was in kindergarten when I got popped in the mouth for doing it to somebody. What is it nowadays? When I see people, they take pictures now and they got their tongue sticking out. Is it supposed to be sexy, attractive, or something like that? I don't know. Are you thirsty? Is something stuck on your tongue? Why are they doing it? I mean, is she a fucking snake or is she a lizard? Let's watch it again. Now she's flicking it back and forth. I mean, is she checking there? I mean, is she a reptile? Watch it. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, why she do that? She all mad. Why you mad? You so mad, girl? Why you mad? Oh, because you going to jail because you a sucky ass fucking parent. That's why. Then right there, I know it's hard to hear. She looks at all the camera people who ain't said nothing, really. They pretty good. She says, "I hope y'all's mamas die." But what's going on? I don't understand this lizard thing that going on here. Back at right here. See, look at it. It's a whole look at it. Blah, 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 blah. She's sticking her tongue out. If y'all want to go back and people listen to audio, it's 28 minutes 36 seconds in. Look at her. I mean, right there. Blah, 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 blah. It's like a fucking lizard. Well, what's the point? Or is today's this generation at this age right here, are they that fucking just immature and stupid at almost 30 years old that she's acting like this, sticking her tongue out? Right there. I mean, Kelly says real classy. Yeah, there's no class, nothing with this right here. What this is uneducated. Don't give a shit. Thinks that they're entitled to everything. That's what that is up there. That's all that is. So, will she get any time? No, she's not getting time. Bobby says she's hoping her girlfriend in jail is watching. That's what she can do with that tongue. Maybe so. I don't know. But it's like I don't get it. First of all, you didn't even bring those kids to the hospital at first. Like I said, CPS, I'm sure, and stuff will get involved, but will she do anytime? No. Slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. That's what's going to happen. Slap on the wrist. If y'all seen, me and Holstera talked about that old man that got stung by bees on Wednesday. I did hear that he's going to have this kind of facial surgery from falling down and hitting his face so hard. The reason I bring that up is up in Slidell, just right outside of New Orleans, 2 Slidell officers and a police dog were attacked by hornets as they were on a manhunt chasing the subject in a swamp. They do have ground hornets. Yeah. You know, people up north, I don't know if y'all have them. It's basically the hornets are like it looks like a snake hole or crawfish hole in the ground. You don't see it. When you step on it, it'll disturb them and they will come out and attack you. Probably what happened here. Hundreds of angry hornets sent 2 Slidell police officers and the police dog Max to the emergency room suffering from bee sting. One of the officers started to show allergic reaction. I guess they got that under control. The other officer and Max were later released from the hospital that day, and they are all okay and recovering. Don't say. I think they're chasing somebody that stole a car. I don't think they caught him. He's still at large. Says possibly it's a black male with large dreadlocks. He was wearing dark colored clothes and red gloves. Have numerous cuts on his body from crashing and his trip through the woods. So still at large. He was wanted for stealing a vehicle. So at least the dog and the cop's gonna be okay. Bees are playing hell this year already. Got the guy in California now. Gotta watch out. luckily I'm not allergic to bees. It still hurts when you get stung. I got stung not too long ago on my head, like up here. And the stinger was still stuck in there. I could feel it. I didn't even do nothing. Fucking bee just like it flew up in my helmet while I was on my motorcycle, and I took my helmet off, and then it stung me on my head. You know, it died because it stuck. I was about to read this story, but unfortunately, NOLA.com wants me to subscribe and pay them money to be able to read stories from them, and not going to happen. The headline on it was that new sheriff we've talked about down there. She has, I guess, some people had inmates at a court, and she just refused to bring them to court. Said she was short-handed and didn't have the people to bring them, so she just didn't bring them to court. If a judge starts holding her ass in contempt, she might get them there. I want to hear about her little problems myself. I think she's an idiot. Let's see. We're still in New Orleans here. This fine fella right here. See him? He's got a big ass fucking nose though, don't he? And that thing on his lip right there. I don't know if that's a tick or a mole. Probably a mole. That's what I'm assuming. Anyway, this guy right here, this is in New Orleans. He got arrested because he has repeatedly damaged a 100-year-old statue of the Virgin Mary on the campus of St. Edward the Confessor Catholic Church in Metairie. What do you got against the Virgin Mary statue? Really? These dudes are trying to go to hell, right? And it's a 100-year-old statue. I mean, you can't replace stuff like that. That's not exactly all he's in jail for, though. He is now accused of illegally entering the church's locked sanctuary. So, I mean, he broke in. And what did this nasty fucker do? He defiled the altar. Paul Blvd Jr., 56 years old. Just bad. He's also a registered sex offender. Go figure. He served time for his, he beat his father to death in 2004. He did time for that. Why isn't he still in jail? Now he's accused of rubbing his bare, exposed ass on the altar and placing his penis on the altar. He put his dick on it also. And gratifying himself. So he jerked off on it. I guess they got this on video. He's still in jail as far as we know. He was trying to get his bond reduced. If anybody wants to help him, I don't suggest you do. His bond was $72,500. And the judge denied the bond reduction, saying he believes he is a danger to society. He did over $4,000 damage to the statue. Yeah, they got him on video for 22 minutes. Jerking off on the altar in the church. This dude right here is the obvious. I'm sure he'll probably plead out some kind of mental thing and he'll put him in the hospital. I mean, this is a sick motherfucker. I'm sorry. I mean, lock him up, throw away the key. He'll never be on the street. Something wrong with him. Something definitely wrong with this dude. Don't do that to the church. I don't care what religion you are. You just don't do that in the church. Just don't do it. This fella right here looks like he needs a haircut to me. But that's just my opinion. I'm an old motherfucker. Needs a haircut. He recently got sentenced to 40 years in jail Any single ladies out there? I know y'all like dating criminals and shit. Here you go. Here's 40 years. Got 40 years for rape and threatening a child with a knife. Piece of shit. He's 20 years old. Been sentenced to 40 years for second-degree rape of a child. Darius Garrett. And then he threatened the kids with knives, saying, if you tell anybody, I'm going to stab you with a knife and kill you because I'm a piece of shit. It's happened in Hammond, Louisiana. Said he was found masturbating while touching an unclothed minor. He also performed sexual acts with another minor. All right, this dude, I'm not even going to keep reading this. It's piece of shit. Unfortunately, it's not like it used to be. He probably won't get ass raped in jail. If he did, probably like it. Hello, Jennifer. Talking pedophiles right there. That was a sick man. Sick piece of shit man. This next one, I'm going to do what I don't usually like to do. Yeah, it's getting worse. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, Kelly, I know. Sometimes it just ends up like that. I'm going to try this screen share thing. Y'all know it's not my favorite thing to do, but here we go. Okay, there's the screen. Hold on. I'm trying this now. All right, here we go. The inmate whose story was key to debate. This guy right here, I don't know if they have a good picture of him or not. I don't see him. So he's young right here. Anyway, he ended up getting life. Actually got sentenced to death the first time. He's 75 years old now. He was convicted in 1963 for killing of an East Baton Rouge Sheriff's deputy, Charles Hurt. He got caught skipping this guy that Henry Montgomery. He got caught skipping school. He was 17 years old at the time. He was initially sentenced to death. The state Supreme Court threw out his conviction in '66, saying he didn't get a fair trial. The case was retried, and he got convicted again, this time sentenced to life without parole. He was in Angola. It's where you deserve. A 3-member board voted unanimously in favor of parole due to the coronavirus pandemic and the meeting on Zoom, blah, 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 blah. Let's blame it on the fucking pandemic. He'd been in prison for 57 years. He has an excellent disciplinary record. He's a low risk by assessment right here. He's got good comments from the warden. Who gives a fuck? He has a good prison record. So anyway, they released him. He got out of jail. Now they're saying, he's a this and that and stuff like that. But he got out of jail. It says some remain opposed to his release. Well, I guess so. You know who's opposed to his release? Me. Well, Iceman, why do you care if he gets released? Because he's such a great guy. Right? Great guy. No, not really. I don't think he's a great guy. He killed a cop when he was 17 years old because the cop caught him skipping school. So what if he's been a model prisoner? So what if he found Jesus? So what if he never got in trouble in jail? Well, I sure is mean. No, it's not mean. What about that man's family that didn't get to spend any time with? What about that man's children who didn't get to spend any time with? What about that man's grandchildren that might have been born that he never got to meet? All the stuff that man that he killed 50-something years ago, that his family and him did not get the time to spend with each other because you got a 17-year-old decided he wanted to kill a cop because he got caught skipping school. That's what pisses me off. Because when I read these fucking stories and I hear, oh, well, he was a model prisoner. He did this. He did that. He helped other people. I don't give a fuck how great of a fucking prisoner he was. He took this man's fucking life This man's family did not get the time that they deserve. So what? I don't care. The motherfucker's 70-something years old now. I don't give a shit. He was sentenced to death and they changed it. So he got sentenced in another trial, second trial, to life in prison. I don't think any fucking parole board anywhere should be able to change shit like that. Period. These three motherfuckers probably wasn't even born when this shit happened. They don't take consideration the family. So this guy gets to go out and live the rest of his whatever short life he may have. Of course, he's people like him are like fucking cockroaches. You can't fucking kill him. He'll probably live to be 100. He's had all the free medical care most of his fucking life. 3 squares a day. Exercise and everything else. So, yeah, he'll probably live to be 100. You can't kill fucking roaches. So it makes me completely sick when I hear, oh, he was a bottle prisoner. He did this. He got his education in school. He got his fucking GD. He got a whole bachelor's degree in prison. I don't care. Fuck him. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting because I'm just going. So that's how I feel about that. If anyone was curious. This next one video is a little longer. I'm gonna watch it. It's from Karen Unfiltered. And the whole thing was called Make It Make Sense. This is about a Baton Rouge cop that got fired, got rehired, and when y'all hear stuff, it's like, really? It's like, how the fuck does this happen? Everybody wants to know, you know, they bitching about cops and doing this, having accountability and all that stuff like this, and then you got places that do shit like this. So let's watch it. Let me see which video it is. Make them video 3. This don't make much sense. There's our friend right there. Here we go.
We brought you an investigation about 2 weeks ago into an officer who had been rehired from the same department that he was fired from 23 years ago, the Baton Rouge Police Department. Since our investigation, Officer Tremel Neldare has now been added to the Brady list at the District Attorney's Office. Plus, we sat down with one of Neldare's...
No, we know what the Brady list is. I'm not going to stop it too much because it's kind of long. It's 10-minute videos. I'll just have to, I'll interrupt here and there, but that's when you're a known liar or can't be trusted. So district attorney them don't like to use you or put you on a stand because you're a liar and can't be trusted. So just saying.
Victim's mother on his rehiring.
That feeling that I had that night when he came home from that incident, I felt it. I'm like, what are you talking? Who are you talking? Who did they hire back? How did they hire him back? Why did they hire him back? Why? Who let this happen?
Angel Matthews is a mother who is hurt and angry. Let's take you back to July 29th, 2000, for a traffic stop around midnight on Florida Boulevard. Matthews' then 19-year-old son, Brandon Butler, was the driver that night. Baton Rouge police officer Tremel Neldare was the officer. Butler was told to get out of his car and to get on his knees.
And he said to Brandon, if I put his in his face, because he put Brandon's face to him. If he put it in his mouth, would he bite it? And Brandon said he kept calling me a little when Brandon, I think at some point, was looking at him, he asked him if he, what you want to do? You want to fight me, jump on me, or something of that sort? And Brandon said no. He said, I know better than to fight a police officer.
Less than 4 weeks later, Officer Neldare was the subject of yet another internal affairs investigation. This time, the victim was a woman, and the claim was sexual harassment. Greg Ferries was the Baton Rouge police chief at the time. He spoke to Unfiltered with Kieran about the investigation from 2000.
He intervened in what appeared to be a verbal domestic argument and used that opportunity to go in and inappropriately place his hands on the female that was involved in the argument and to make suggestions and invitations to her that were, in our opinion, quite inappropriate.
What did you do?
I terminated him.
Why?
For the conduct that we just discussed.
Records obtained by Unfiltered with Kieran show that after Nelder was fired from BRPD, he went to work at the Point Capee Parish Sheriff's Office in 2002. He worked with the Sheriff's Office for 3 years before a break. He would be hired back again in 2006 for 5 months. Both times, records show he voluntarily resigned. From there, he moved to the Port Allen Police Department. But in 2010, records obtained by Unfiltered show before he could be terminated, he resigned. As time moved along, both victims continued on with
Sounds like this dude, everywhere he goes, he's got some kind of issues. Besides that one time at Baton Rouge, it seemed like he was quitting beforehand. What kind of predator is this guy? How's he even passing the test?
Lives. The woman who was sexually assaulted buried what happened and told us she simply did not want to relive any part of it. Brandon Butler has since grown from a teenager into a working man.
What does Brandon do professionally now, though?
No, y'all listen to this, okay? This guy just got hired recently back at Baton Rouge City Police Department after being fired 20-something years ago. Okay, and part of it was this kid that he's like, I'm gonna stick my dick in your mouth, blah blah blah. Listen what this kid does now today.
Baton Rouge City police officer, unbelievable, huh? Yeah, well, but to say he wanted to be a police officer in Baton Rouge, I was shocked, and I said, why? Although we look now, 23 years later, to see the awesome young man he is, the man that he has become, that situation could have caused him to take a whole different turn towards the law, not even from a black or white, just the law, period. Why should I respect the law when the law doesn't respect me?
Now fast forward to March 2023. Nelder was hired back to the Baton Rouge Police Department as a full-time officer back working the streets. How did his victim and now officer Brandon Butler find out?
He found out in roll call.
Your son found out in roll call the officer who abused him was back on his own shift.
That he was going to be coming to that shift.
How fucked up is that? This kid grew up and become a cop. He's in roll call. The cop that's like, oh, you little punk ass bitch, you stick my dick in your mouth. And the dude got, the next thing you know, this motherfucker's working on the same shift as you. I'd have some major issues. I'd be like, what the? Y'all hired this fucking, really? Look at Karen's face. Look at her face. That's the face. I was like, yeah, like, wow.
Yes. What went through him?
He should not have to worry about his abuser being able to come to the same place for which he was dismissed for misconduct. Where does that happen? Where? And that feeling is here. It won't go away. It won't. It will not. Got some good guys out there, that we should be proud that they think enough of Baton Rouge to serve us, because that's what they do. But when I read his testimony from that day, everything just came back. I relived the marks on his neck. Brandon has green eyes. His green eyes were just so red from the tears, just in his face was just red from where he had held him down on the cart.
Brandon's mother says her son kept the news to himself for a while, unsure how to even tell his mother. Since our report, she says no one from administration has reached out to her or her son.
But what signal does it
that don't
send
surprise me.
To me, to Brandon, the other mothers, wives, or whomever, grandmothers, or whomever who has men and women that's on the force, and this is what they bring back in to be a part of their brotherhood, to a part of their family, someone who has done this? What does that say? It's power abuse of the badge. It's a disgrace to the badge. It's a disgrace to those guys. It's a disgrace to those women that are out there every day, leaving their families to come out and protect us.
Our investigation found new officers start at pay step 5, or roughly $41,000. The highest an officer can make is pay step 19, or close to $62,000. Nelder started at pay step 16. Officers who have been working for BRPD for decades are making well below pay step 16.
What about the fact that he started at pay step 16?
So he got hired on almost his max pay.
I am sure it's an insult.
No friends he's
All
got.
right. And I'm talking to you because it's just not right.
Since our investigation, Officer Nelder has been added to the Brady list, a list the district attorney's office maintains of any law enforcement officials who have had untruthful issues upheld.
Did Baton Rouge Police make you aware that they had rehired Officer Tremel Nelder?
Not initially, no, but as I received notice that he was an officer, we called and verified his employment, and we're told that he was hired on at the time, and at that point is when we put him on the Brady list.
How did you find out he was rehired?
From you.
Hiller Moore says that means his prosecutors would prefer not to call Officer Nelder as a witness in future criminal cases. That raises the question of how efficient an officer is if he or she cannot testify.
We would take a chance on calling an officer, and we'd have to be honest with the jury to say, I'm going to call this officer that has been factually found to be untruthful, but I'm calling him now, and I'm telling you, I think he's telling you the truth.
Yes, it makes me feel better that his word carries no weight, okay? But that's not enough for me.
No, the reason Mama's on here is because Baton Rouge has a strict social media policy and news policy, and if this guy talked to Karen, they'd fire him in a heartbeat. She's not real popular in Baton Rouge because this didn't hit the mainstream media. I happened to, be on her website and looking and come across a story, and I was like, what the fuck? So anyway, this guy, he's probably gonna take some flack. I don't know how much they get. Not the one they rehired, but the other one, because his mom talked on the news. How messed up is that? That would almost like having, for a woman, or almost something, having the guy that attempted to rape you or assault you, sexually assault you, get hired on at the same place, and you have to look at them every day. And they hired them on making more money than you. Like I said, see, who's this guy friends with? Yeah, think about that one. That's just fucked up. I'm sorry, that's messed up. Let's move on. This next story is a little short one. It's Louisiana, though. Everybody's fighting. Even at the state capitol. That Department of Public Safety officers got called to the Capitol this past Tuesday in reference to a disturbance. They said they had an incident between a fight involved a staff member with the House Sergeant at Arms that oversees security, and about another person, I guess, that worked up there that had a concealed carry, and you're not supposed to carry there, and they got dust up about that, but they had to call. So you got staffers at the White House almost getting in fisticuffs. That's professional. This next one, a little quick video on it. Let's see which one. Number 8.
We brought you an investigation about 2 weeks ago into an officer who had been rehired.
6 o'clock, we were learning new details about the shooting death of a 6th grade girl in Central over the weekend.
It appears the system has failed again, tied to a domestic violence case. Not once,
Not
not
that
twice, but 3 separate.
A Baton Rouge woman is accused of ripping off the company she used to work for.
Financial crimes investigators say out-of-state detectives reached out to them saying she stole $32,000 and then went underground.
Roy P. would like that one, huh?
Moto explains how this
The
scheme.
blonde-headed girl.
Sylvia, Michael, Alexa Andrus worked remotely for a company in Indiana. Don't be fooled by her smile. Detectives allege she's a thief. They say she stole thousands of dollars over a short window of time. This arrest warrant for her arrest alleges over a 2-month window, she managed to steal $31,807. Investigators say the fraudulent activity included wire transfers and fraudulent reimbursements. It was reported by the company she worked for in Indiana, and they notified East Baton Rouge detectives because of her remote job. Andrus used the same bank account for the fraudulent reimbursements that she did for her legitimate direct payroll deposits. Detectives tried to meet with her, but she was a no-show, and attempts to reach her haven't been successful. Andrus is facing illegal transmission of monetary funds and theft charges. Her lawyer told me this afternoon she'll be turning herself.
Since you went underground, you ain't going too underground in Louisiana. Plus 31,000. Come on, you ain't running far on that, especially nowadays. Anyway, can't trust anybody, can you? Some remote jobs. Some of them remote jobs. Let me see if this is it here.
It appears the system has failed again, tied to a domestic violence case. Not once, not twice, but 3 separate.
3 times. 3 times.
Times.
That is how many times a suspect went to court and an active arrest warrant was not executed. A warning now, some of the details in this next story are disturbing. The investigative unit getting to the bottom of this. Here is our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto.
Michael, Sylvia, Corey Handy was out on bond on a rape charge and was on an ankle monitor for that rape arrest. He's accused of beating up his girlfriend. A warrant for his arrest issued last November wasn't noticed despite 3.
How can you go to court and they don't?
Separate court appearances Handy made before a judge. This warrant for Corey Handy's arrest apparently slipped through the cracks. Despite it being signed on November 3rd of last year, Handy flew under the radar, going undetected for 6 months. District Attorney Hiller Moore is perplexed.
Not really sure. We had no idea that the warrant was outstanding or that the behavior was even reported to the police until we saw his new arrest and looked at the fact that he was out on bond, in fact even out on an ankle monitor right now. So it kind of surprised us to know that this was that old and had been just sitting there.
Court records show a judge signed the warrant in November, but no one apparently bothered to check the system. Handy appeared in court 3 times after the domestic violence warrant was signed, but it was not acted upon until this month. The warrant states the victim stated Handy got upset with her after.
Now y'all listen to what this sick motherfucker. This dude's a sick motherfucker.
Finding out that she took a poop without informing him or letting
him. Let me rewind it so I hear it all. Listen
until
up.
This month. The warrant states the victim stated Handy got upset with her after finding out that she took a poop without informing him or letting him observe. She explained that Handy has a fetish of watching women use the bathroom. The victim stated that Handy jumped on her, punching her in the head and face as she attempted to block his strikes and push him off. The victim stated that Handy fled the scene with his.
I don't need to play it again, do I? Y'all heard that? This dude got mad at his girlfriend because she went and took his shit and didn't tell him so he could watch her take his shit. And then he beat her up and then left. I can't say he beat the shit out of her because she had already taken his shit. So, yeah, it was a pun, really. But kind of fucking sick people are out there that this dude got so mad because he couldn't watch his girlfriend pinch out a loaf. He gonna beat her up and take off. Kind of this is some sick man right here. I mean, he's walking around on the streets. So why'd you get rid of it, man? Well, I went and took a shit, and I didn't tell my boyfriend I shit, and then he likes to watch me shit, and then he got my what? If I'd have been that cop, I'd have been. Hold on. Are you serious? Upside down world. Beat her up because honey, I'm going shit. You know, I mean, who the fuck wants to have somebody sit there and watch them? I mean, the fuck.
18-year-old son and had an ankle monitor on because he's on probation for a rape charge.
The allegations are troubling, to say the least, particularly in light of his history. So more than likely, he is facing a sanity commission, some evaluations from...
He's facing a sanity commission? Really? Why? But in prison with the rest of them, he can watch all kind of men taking shit all day long. I mean, Kelly's like, I can't take it. I'm sorry. I know it's a shitty story. It's just, I mean, fuck. I mean, how does that even come out? How can you be dating somebody, you meet somebody and think they're all, oh, this is a good guy, he's nice, whatever. And, after you, I mean, where does this come out in a relationship? How do you bring up to the person you're dating? It's like, I mean, you're sitting over, dinner, having tea or whatever, and you're like, yeah, well, babe, why don't you have some extra beans right there, some of that chili, yeah. Well, don't worry about the gas. Don't worry about because when we get home later, I'm gonna tell you what I really want to do is when you gotta go take a poop, just let me know so I can come watch you. Because that really does it for me. It really turns me on to watch you take it. I mean, how would you discuss that with somebody? It just baffles me.
A prior charge that he's had. And so I think that surely is warranted much more so now than ever before.
Handy was out on bond on a rape charge.
That's him. Look at him. If y'all looking, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 46 seconds in, if y'all want to see, that is the poop master right there. The poop master.
God. Charge from 2022 when he's accused of beating up his girlfriend. How he managed to flee the scene when he was supposed to be monitored, also raising questions.
This whole ankle monitor thing, seems like it's a big freaking joke. How many stories we talk about? How many people with ankle monitors are out committing other crimes, murders, or buying guns and shit? I mean, does anybody actually monitor them?
It may have something to do with manpower and how many warrants they have and the type of the charge that it was, but I don't know what that answer is.
The warrant filed against Handy was executed this month when he was picked up for traffic.
Oh, so he got pulled over for speeding or something like that. That's how they called him. Wow. Right. Yep. The poopinator, or did he like to finish it off? I mean, did he wipe for you or what? It's like I don't know. I don't want to make people throw up. I can go all kind of. Wow, just. Let's go back over here. But
appears the system has failed again.
No, it failed on that one so bad. Failed so bad on that one.
6 o'clock, we are learning new details about the shooting death of a...
That's about 12-year-old that got killed, for everybody that's listening. She was not the target. This is another fucked up situation where an ex-girlfriend, a new girlfriend, all shots fired, and 12-year-old dead. 12-year-old.
6th grade girl in Central over the weekend.
2 adults have been arrested in connection.
Look at these two. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow.
With this shooting, the district attorney calls the situation frustrating and not comprehensible. News 2's Bess Casterly live in the newsroom with this update.
Michael Sylvia Cedrica Lee was a 6th grader at Park Forest Middle School. On Saturday, she was lured to danger by someone she didn't really know.
It's a 2 sides to a dollar. There's 2 sides to every story.
It's a widely accepted adage, and it's certainly the case for the bizarre circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a 12-year-old girl over the weekend. Esther Williams charged with first-degree murder for firing the shot that killed Cedrica.
Mandatory death penalty right there. She gets convicted. Of course, we haven't killed nobody in Louisiana in a long time, so the governor's trying to get rid of the death penalty, which I disagree with. I think we need to start doing away with them a little sooner. But she shot and killed a 12-year-old. This bitch right here above my head.
Lee and her boyfriend, Patrick Johnson, also in trouble for...
This Johnson looks like a giant spider is attacking his fucking head right now. That's all I'm going to say about that.
helping her hide the gun.
It's just not comprehensible. It's Mother's Day weekend. You could, I mean, I was just very frustrated this whole weekend thinking about what happened, how these people behaved. Hard to understand.
Williams allegedly aiming at the driver of the car, an unnamed woman.
Guess what? You missed. As usual. Yeah, you're right. They shouldn't be breathing. They're a waste of oxygen. You're right, Kelly.
Who used to date Johnson and, according to family, couldn't let go.
Now, all of this little girl got killed because they were fighting over tarantula head over here. I guarantee this motherfucker had no job, he ain't got no car. Now, this little girl got shot because these two other bitches are fighting over tarantula head.
But Monday we learned 12-year-old Cedrica Lee wasn't related to that woman, so why was she in her car?
The question is that y'all need to ask is why did she have somebody else's kids in the car and not our own kids?
Investigators tell us the driver somehow lured Lee, who lived nearby, to go knock on her ex's door, perhaps in a rouse to get him to come outside. Williams, thinking it was the ex that they've had previous encounters with, fired a shot at the car as it was leaving. The bullet hit Lee, and she died.
If she wouldn't never pulled up at my brother's house, this baby would be still alive.
Instead,
so we're going to blame it on the girl pulling up the house. Yes, maybe she shouldn't have been there, but the other woman just took a fucking pot shot. So let's put blame where blame belongs now. Come on, people.
Small memorial for the Park Forest middle schooler sits in the driveway where she died.
It's sad that you're going to put children in the middle of an adult's argument, and then an argument ends with a gun being fired and projectile going out the end and hit a 12-year-old and killed a 12-year-old.
Investigators say they are looking into charges for the unnamed driver. Live in the newsroom, Beth Casserly, WBRZ News 2.
Fuck, all this over dude look like he got a fucking tarantula stuck on his head. Really? Really? Dude probably had a job, like I said. Fucking just, I watched the thing earlier today. I was watching some stuff, and I've made comments before on how, you know, why these women all these women want to date these fucking losers, these fucking thugs, and, you know, criminals and stuff like that. And this guy actually went out and he was like interviewing, talking to the women, and like 99% of all these women on the street that he kept asking, would you rather date a doctor or a drug dealer? Guess what they fucking said? They would rather date the fucking drug dealer. They would rather date the drug dealer. Make that make sense. Makes no sense at all. Stupidity. This fella right here, he's in jail. It's in Baton Rouge. He got accused of trapping a man's arm in his truck window before he sped off last month. Now the man has died, and so his charges have been up to second-degree murder. The guy that died was a Kentrell Malloy, 23, on Florida Boulevard. They thought it was a case of hit and run, but the autopsy showed that his injuries didn't come from being hit, but it was from being dragged. They said that Malloy, 23, had started acting paranoid and got into a truck to drive away. Anyway, he ended up getting dragged to his death. This guy was driving and second degree. They'll probably get him on it'll be pled down to manslaughter or something like that with some kind of mental illness, and he won't get much time, if any time. He'll go to a mental hospital. Watch what I'm saying. This motherfucker right here with, I don't know, it looks like that hair on his chin looks like somebody took a hatchet to it or something and cut him down there. You know, the mustache is horrible also. I wish it was like a fireman mustache, but no. Anyway, he got arrested recently too. For he pushed a woman and then ended up punching her and breaking her nose. So he's a real upstanding citizen that likes to hit women. This man was arrested more than a year. So it happened a year ago now. After he allegedly, it's our favorite word, he punched a woman multiple times, breaking her nose in 2 places. Very painful. Holden Bado from Addis, that's him right there. He was at Chelsea's Cafe on April of 2022. He got into a fight with a woman because he thought she was in the bathroom too long. There's a time limit on the bathroom. Maybe she had to poop. Maybe that guy was in there watching her poop. Who fucking knows? So when she came out of the bathroom, he pushed her and she hit her head. He was thrown out of the bar. But the woman had drove him there, so the two left. So she left with him. Idiotic. Should have told him to fucking walk or get an Uber or something. They said she was sitting in the middle of the back seat. He was in the driver's seat while getting on Mississippi River Bridge. The victim said Badu punched her multiple times. The two stopped at a parking lot in Bruley where the victim's father picked her up, and it was her car. She went to the hospital, broken nose, fractured nose, stuff like that. They tried to call him after she filed a report. He didn't answer. It's unclear why it took so long to get this piece of shit arrested. But yeah, he went to jail because he beat up a girl because took too long in the bathroom. Maybe it was a heavy flow day. What the fuck is wrong with these people today? So if anybody sees him in Baton Rouge areas, any women, don'tdateemgirl.com right there. If a man puts his hand on you, if you're on a date and any man puts his hand on you, don't leave with him. I don't care if you drove him or he drove you. Fucking call somebody to bring you home. Don't get back in a car with any man that will put his hands on you. If a man will put his hands on you, leave. No woman ever deserves to be pushed, hit on, spit on, mistreated, misspoke to by a man, period. It's abuse. Verbal abuse, mental, physical abuse. It's all abuse. If you're a woman, if you're a lady, young lady, whatever, and you're with a man that treats you like this, get the fuck away from him. You're not going to change him. It's not going to get better. Oh, he promised he'll never hit me again. Yeah, whatever. Till the next time. But these women want to date criminals for some reason. I don't know. Are they fun? Is it fun to get beat up? Is it fun? Did your man's locked up in jail and he's wanting fucking money for honey buns or something like that? Is it fun? Oh, I got a man with swag. Whatever. Go find a man that's got a job, responsibility, head on his shoulder, and is going to treat you like a queen. You should be the most important, besides his children. A man's woman should be the most important thing to him in his life. Period. Not hunting, not fishing, not his truck, not his family. If you're dating that man, you'd still like family. He should treat you like that. I don't know why you women just ask for, we'll settle. I don't know. That's just me. That's all the stories I have for this evening. I'm sorry. Hey, Kelly, I don't know. I think Kelly's over there with a bucket. Or I hope, don't date guys that if a guy says, hey, can I watch you poop? Do not date him. Okay? You do not want to date guys that wants to watch you poop. It's just nasty. I think it's nasty. Pretty sure most of y'all think it's nasty too. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody coming. And listen, we went through a lot of stories in a short amount of time. Of course, I will be doing, of course, more Louisiana crime stories because Louisiana's got a lot of crime. And I do have to record my trip to D.C. episode. I'm probably going to put that one out tomorrow. I'm not going to put back-to-back episodes out tonight. I'll probably put this one out tonight, and then I'll put the D.C. one out tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm hoping Freebird. I think Freebird will be back Wednesday, so y'all come enjoy the show. It's always fun when I get my two knucklehead friends up in here with me talking. And everybody stay safe out there. Y'all remember, I'm going to get my line sound out, even though Holster's not here to make fun of me. We're not sheepdogs, we're lions. Take care of your pride. Watch your back, watch your partner's back, and everybody be safe out there. And till the next episode.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day.